Listen, let me tell you, failure is a way of life. Don't let anybody tell you different. Failure is a way of life. Anything worth having is worth fighting for, and a lot of things worth fighting for, you're going to go through some levels of failure in order to achieve it, to receive it, right? Don't let anybody tell you it's easy. The journey isn't easy when the reward is great. The journey isn't easy when the reward is great. And a lot of times you're going to have to fail your way to your goal, fail your way to the top, fail your way to your achievements. It ain't going to be easy. It wasn't easy when you were a kid to learn how to ride that bike, to learn how to play that sport, to learn how to read and write. It wasn't easy to be in the gym trying to get your body together. A lot of times you failed and wanted to give up and came back, especially when it comes to weight loss or building muscle, that you just couldn't get over the hump. So you quit, you failed, you quit again, you failed. You had to do it over and over again. When you're trying to win clients over, when you're trying to make those sales, when you're trying to get yourself into the business and corporate environment, and you keep getting door after door after door shut in your face, when you're trying to start that business and you keep failing, thinking that you had the master plan, failure is a way of life. Get used to it. The people who get used to failing are the ones that usually succeed because they expect to fail. And they embrace the challenge. And they take their failures and they learn from them. They grow from them. They reapply the lessons taught. And then they eventually get a win. And they learn from that win. They take that win and they apply it to the next set of circumstances. And they keep getting wins. But that doesn't mean they won't fail again, fall again, have setbacks, have doors closed in their face. That's a part of the growth process of success, of prosperity, of achieving abundance in life. I failed so many times, I can't even begin to count. It got so bad that I began to say, oh, this is I'm about to fail again. I had to start over and over and over. I would be depressed. I'd be angry. I'd be disappointed in myself. You know better than that, I tell myself. You know that was going to be the case if you did this, that, and the other. But I would still fail, fall for the trap. In the old days, they used to say, fall for the okie doke. But that's part of the process. That's part of the growth. Beware of those people who tell you, oh, it's going to be easy. All you got to do is this, that, and the third. It might be easy for some, but for most, it ain't. For most, it ain't. And for the people who it's easy for, any type of hardship or calamity or setback that comes their way will have their knees buckling because they didn't know what the sacrifice of falling down and having to get back up over and over and over again really means. Having to scratch, bite, and claw your way to the top. Having to be knocked down and obstacles all in your way, people all in your way, yourself all in your way. Most people fail because they get in their own ways. That was my problem. I got my own way. I couldn't blame other people. It was always me. And I was like, I know better than this. I'm much more smarter than this, much more wiser than this, intelligent to know better than this. But that has nothing to do with intelligence. It's just the battle of life. And you gotta get used to it. You gotta overcome it. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep fighting. You gotta keep getting up. You can't let go. It's hard out there. You know, it's hard in your own household because the reality is most of the obstacles are in your own head. Most of the obstacles are emotional. You know, you might say that I'm ready, but yet you have the two-headed monster that you're looking at in the mirror every day. Fear of success, fear of failure. And that becomes a setback because now you got to overcome that. You got to overcome habits. So your discipline level isn't there. Now you got to learn to discipline yourself and stay on the course. And All it takes is a trigger. Most people want to have pleasures before they have success. They want to have, in other words, they want to spend the money before they even get it. They want to party before they even achieve something. You understand? This is an internal failure of self. This is a lack of discipline at the highest power, because it's your own inner demons that you're wrestling with, you're fighting with, that are keeping you from advancing. And again, I'm talking from experience here. And it takes you having to just say, to hell with this. I ain't got nothing else to lose but everything already lost. So I might as well just go all out. I'm going to sacrifice for the greater good. Forget the short-term pleasure. The long goal is what counts. The short-term pleasure means nothing, because at the end of the short-term pleasure, I'm going to be sitting back saying, damn, why did I do that? Now I got to start all over again. Got to start all over again. Makes no sense, because it doesn't make sense. And you keep falling all over again in the same trickery in your own mind because you have an emotional attachment for the short-term pleasure instead of looking for the long-term goal. The long-term goal, the long-term success that'll make you feel light years better than the short-term pleasures. So you gotta hang up the short-term pleasures and trust in the process. Trust and have faith in yourself. Go through the discipline, trust the discipline. Know that the work is what's needed. Expect it not to be easy. Expect to trip and fall. Expect to get injured in the process, emotionally and mentally, your pride, your ego. All of that's going to get injured. All of that's going to be tested. Be humble about it. Be humble. I don't care what you got to do to achieve it. Pray, meditate, do mantras, affirmations, whatever you got to do. Lay out the grass, whatever you got to do. Pray to God, whoever, your higher power, the source, you name it. You have to do what you have to do to overcome your own inner demons before you can face the outer world's demons, folks. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you. You are your own enemy, first and foremost, before anyone else is. You are your own enemy. And when you begin to realize that, you'll understand why you keep falling, first and foremost. Because no one's putting a gun in your head and telling you to fail, to fall, to trip yourself up. You go ahead and do those pleasurable things that you're doing before you even achieved anything. Spending the money before you even got the check. That is a self-fulfilling, failing prophecy. That sometimes it's inherited, sometimes it's the environment, sometimes it's a lack of knowledge, a lack of discipline. Sometimes you can have the knowledge and still fail because you lack the discipline. Sometimes it's just your stupidity and foolery. Sometimes it's influence. Maybe you are addicted to certain pleasures and you can't hang them up. Whatever it is, you have got to keep fighting. You have got to keep pushing. You have got to keep knocking down those obstacles, those demons, and say, step aside, I'm on a mission. Get out of my way. I got work to do. Knock me down, that's okay, I'm getting back up. Bruise me, that's all right, I'll heal. Laugh in my face, that's all right, I'm focused. And if you do that, you're going to get a win. And when you get a win, it's going to taste good, it's going to feel good, it's going to smell good, it's going to look good. And you're going to want more wins, and you're going to get addicted to having those wins to the point that you're going to become a shining winner. To yourself first and foremost. But stay humble. Stay humble, because you always know what lurks around the corner waiting for you. Don't get too big-headed to the point that you forget the work that went into getting you where you are. Remember that. Keep failing your way to the top. That's my advice. Fail your way to the top. You'll never regret it. Once you get there, it'll be the best thing you've experienced, because you can take a deep breath and say, yeah, I'm proud that I failed my way to the top. But guess what? I'm at the top.